Okay, we're looking at ScatterPlots. Make sure to annotate your notes. Also make sure to take the Edmodo quiz afterwards. So I'm looking at some relationships here. Let me show you this one. So all of these points, we have these data points, and they seem to be going up, so that's a positive correlation, where if it seems to be going down, it's negative. If you can't really tell, that's no correlation. A trend line is a line that shows the approximate relationship. Remember, you don't connect these points. It passes through the points the best you can, and I will talk more about that, how to make the trend line. It passes through the middle of the points. Remember the quiz question. It will pass through the points the best you can with an equal number of points on one side of the line as the other, if possible. And again, you're not connecting those dots. This one I can't draw a trend line because we don't know. It's not going up or down. It's just scattered everywhere. So here are your steps. Okay, make sure to pay close attention to scale and do it neatly. Draw a line of fit. You're not connecting the points. Choose 2 points. Okay, this is definitely a quiz question. How do you choose 2 points to make the equation of the line of fit? And I will show you that. They should be close to the line and far from each other, not fair. So I guess we can probably take that out. I don't even know what that would mean. So there's a mistake. And then use the equation to make predictions. Okay, so I'm going to complete the following. Graph given data, make a line of fit, find an equation, and predict. The first thing you need to do is graph. So as you graph, the first thing you need to do is label everything. So when you start, make a title. Label the y-axis. Label the x-axis. So I have done that now. Pause the video if you need to do that. This might be a good thing to annotate. Put label everything first. Title, x-axis, y-axis. Okay, next thing is you need to make your scale. So when you're making your scale, you're going to look at what's your biggest number that you need. So I'm going to work with the y's. I'm working with wages. The biggest number is 600, and the smallest number is 200. So I have 12 spaces, so I can go up by 50s. So I'm going to go 100, 200, 300. Okay, so I went up. Every line is $50. I didn't write every one of them, but I skipped a line, so every one is 50. I already did the x-axis. I looked at my smallest number was 4. And my biggest number is 26. So it's going to be here. I went up by 2s because I want to use as much of this space as you can. Okay, so now I need to plot my points. So I have the point 4, 200. So there's 4, 200. 8, 325. 10, 200, 11, 400, 18, 300, 21, 600, and 26, 500. So go ahead and pause it if you need time to catch up on all those. So here are my points. The next thing I need to do is make a trend line. Remember, this is a quiz question. So I need the points, the line that goes through my data and shows. So it looks like we have positive correlation. So I'm going to make that my trend line. If you trend line, you can see I went through this point, and I have 3 points below and 3 points above. So I went right through the middle of my data. So this is your trend line. It's also called line of fit. Next thing is I need to make an equation for the line of fit. So to make an equation, you want to choose 2 points that are close to the line of fit. So that means, what's the distance here? What's the distance? So I want points that are close and far from each other. So this is hard. There's no one right answer. Now there's some answers that are better. So I'm definitely going to use this point, because that is right through my line. That is the point 4, 200. So that's definitely a point, and that's going to be x1 and y1. Now I just need to decide, what other point should I choose? And doesn't really matter, but I'm thinking I'm going to choose this point. You also want points that are far from each other. You don't want to choose points like this that are close, because that would not give you a good representation. So this is the point 26, 500. Okay, so now I have my 2 points. I've graphed, I have my trend line. Now I need to make the equation. Of course, you remember how to do this. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Pause it and slow it down if you're getting behind. 500 minus 200, 26 minus 4. So that comes out to 13.6. So now I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to use this point. This would be a good thing to annotate where these numbers are coming from. Here's x, here's y, here's b. Then subtract. So there's b, so the equation for my line is y is equal to 13.6x plus 145.6. So there's the equation for my line of fit. The last thing it says is predict the wage of someone working 60 hours. Well, that should be easy with your formula. So predict wage, which means I don't know y. X is hours, but it's working 60 hours, so I put 60 for X. And then solve. So it's 816 plus 145.6. And that's dollars. Okay. So remember, this is how you predict. Since y is wages in dollars and x is hours worked, if I know one of them, I can use the formula to find the other one.